Every single leap I've had in my business journey has come right after I've invested in myself, whether it's investing in coaching or masterminds, or investing in team or outsourcing, or maybe it's investing in equipment or marketing or ads, whatever it is, my growth and me hitting another level has always happened after I took the leap and invested. And over the years, I've had to learn a thing or two about what to invest in, about how to become the kind of person who invests in themselves, in their business. And today, I'm gonna walk you through exactly what I've learned. There's this great quote: if you're worried about the cost of going for it, you should see the cost of staying exactly where you are. And many of us in business, we know that we need to invest in ourselves. We need to invest in our business. We need to invest in our development, all of those things. But when it actually comes time to put your credit card down, to actually make the payment, to step into whatever it is you need to invest in next, we can feel that pinch, that scary moment where it's like, oh, am I sure about this? Is this the right call? Am I making a mistake? Am I going to regret this? What if I invest and I can't keep up? What if I invest in myself or invest in team and all my leads dry up, or all my work disappears, or all my clients drop off? And so there's this internal monologue that is happening anytime we invest in ourselves, anytime we step into our next level. And so today I want to talk to you about what are the mindset shifts you need to work through in order to become the kind of person who invests in their business, and ultimately from that investment, you grow your business. Because we're in business to grow. We're in business to get better. We're in business to get into, to like reach our next level, right? So how do we become the kind of person who invests? Now, when I started my business, the first big investment I made was into this coaching program. And I essentially lied on the application. They were like, you need to be at 6 figures to be a part of this program. And the reason you needed to be at 6 figures was because the price was expensive for someone who wasn't making 6 figures. Now, I wasn't making 6 figures. I think I was maybe earning about 70K a year at this point. And I lied to get into this program. And then when they told me how much it was, I was like gasp. I couldn't believe it. I was terrified. But I was like, something in me was like, I know I need to do this. I know I need to invest in myself. And it might have been imposter syndrome, really, that was driving me, because I felt really inadequate. I really didn't understand how to scale a business. I was such a creative. I was like, I know what I'm good at. I'm good at social media. I'm good at content. I'm good at marketing, but I'm not good at finances. I'm not good at operations. I'm not good at systems. I'm not good at selling. So all of these skills that were necessary for me to get more people into the thing that I'm really good at, I didn't have those skills. So I recognized, okay, there's a skill gap. I've got to invest in myself. And I remember, I think Nathan and I were dating at the time, and I was like, I think I'm going to do this thing. I'm so terrified. It's expensive. I think it was like $1,500 a month, and my math is bad, but I was not really making very much money. And so he was like, babe, I think you should just do it. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll do it. Anyway, I did it. I took the leap, and that really set me on a trajectory to, yes, it helped me to grow my business. Yes, it helped me to upskill. But probably most importantly, that moment taught me the power of investing. It taught me the power of investing before you're ready. And that is what I want to talk to you about today, because I really believe that anytime we invest, there's a bit of that moment. There's a bit of that leap. There's a little bit of that stretchy, oh my goodness, is this going to work? I feel that every time I invest. I got to tell you, it feels stretchy. It feels like, ooh, okay, is this the right move? Even though now my business is 10 times the size, more than that. So let's talk about the 4 mindset shifts I have learned in investing in myself over the years. So mindset shift number 1, growth costs something. Growth will always require an investment of your time, your energy, or your money. And so when I'm thinking about investing in my business, I'm thinking about, okay, how do I invest in my development, my skills, coaching? How do maybe it's investing in masterminds, coaching programs, courses, things that are going to help me to learn and level up, things that are going to help me to be around people who are doing what I want to do. So that's like one type of investment. The second type of investment could be, all right, I've hit a ceiling in my business. I've hit a capacity. I can't take on any more clients. I need to invest in team. I need to invest in outsourcing. Maybe you need to hire an agency, whatever that looks like. The second investment is around people. How am I investing in people so that I'm not doing all of the things? Remember, we're thinking about investment as a business context, right? And then the third piece is equipment. So it could be you need to buy new gear. You need to get new equipment. Maybe you need a studio space. Like, it can be more of the tangible stuff that's going to make your work better. Maybe there's a program or tool that you're like, man, this is going to save my time so much. This is going to streamline things. Like, invest in that stuff. I think where a lot of people go wrong when they think about investing in their business is they forget that it's a business. It's not just a hobby anymore. It's not just you, like, as a freelancer. It is a business. If you have these big goals, maybe you want to hit 30K, 50K, 100K months. If you have those big goals, then your investment and the things that you put, like spending your money on, it actually needs to reflect that. A lot of people come to me and they have these big goals, but they're not prepared to pay for a coach. They're not prepared to start outsourcing to a VA. They're actually not. They say that they're serious, but they're really not. And so it's kind of like if I said to you, I want to get a six pack, and it's like, cool, well, do you want to sign up to a $30 a week gym membership? No, I don't. Well, then how serious are you about getting a six pack? Not very serious. So growth costs something. There is a sacrifice involved in growth. If you really are serious about reaching your next level in business, if you're serious about being in business for a long time, you need to understand that investing is part of that journey. Okay? Number 2, you must become the kind of person who invests before they feel ready. Anytime we invest in ourselves in business, we're actually building this muscle, building this identity that says, I believe this is possible for me. But the problem is most creatives wait until they feel ready. They say, oh, I get this in my DMs all the time. They're like, Laura, I really want to learn from you. I really want to learn marketing. I really want to learn how to sell. I want to learn how to make my offer more profitable. But I'm just going to wait until I've made a bit more money first, and then I'm going to come to you. And I'm just going to wait 3 months because I've got this thing on, or I'm going to wait until this time next year because it's just going to work better for me. And I'm like wanting to pull my hair out because it's like, no. What's going to happen is you're going to stay stuck, you're going to plateau, you're going to hit that ceiling, and you're going to stay there. And the reason you're going to stay there is because you don't have the skills, you haven't invested in the skills and the strategies that are going to help you to bust through that. And so particularly when it comes to learning and upskilling and doing programs or courses to help you to grow, we need to treat it as, okay, if I invest in this, will it help me to get more clients? Will it help me to make more money? Is it going to help me to get there quicker? And any good program should help you to get there quicker, just FYI, okay? You don't invest when you're ready, you invest to become ready. That is the identity shift we need to make. You need to become the kind of person who, like I did when I started and I was like, oh my goodness, I've never done this before. I don't know if this is gonna work. We need to become the kind of people who go, all right, do I believe in myself? Do I back myself? Do I believe that my business can succeed? And if I do, then I need to put my money where my mouth is. One of our members, Polly, when she came to us, she'd hit a ceiling. She was averaging about 10K a month in her photography business. And she came to us, and even on her initial call with us, before she'd said yes to signing up, she was really teary and quite emotional because she was like, I know I need this, but I actually am so terrified to make the investment. And so what she did was she actually took money out of her mortgage and she paid for the program for the year in full. Now, Polly, within 9 months, had gone from 10K a month to 30K a month. That is the power of what happens when you back yourself and you invest in yourself. People who pay annually and they pay the whole thing up front in our programs, it is crazy to me how different their results are. Because they've like, okay, cool. I've just paid a crap load of money to be here and I'm going to make it work. I'm going to do what needs to be done. There is actually so much power in that when we go, all right, I'm going to make it work because I have to make it work. And Polly has been an example of that. She invested before she was ready. She moved first and the results followed. And I think that that's really, really powerful and such a good, inspiring example of this. Mindset shift number 3, even bad investments aren't actually losses. As I said, I've invested a lot into my business. there have been maybe a handful of things that I am like, I wouldn't do that again. I wouldn't invest in that again. I remember early days I worked with this SEO agency. And towards the end, the guy was kind of a little bit like sleazy snake oil vibes. And towards the end, I was like, is this doing a single thing? I don't think we landed a single client. We spent a lot of money with this agency, didn't land a single client. And even after it, I went, well, that's okay. Like, I was a little bit frustrated and a bit disappointed, but I was like, you know what? That probably just isn't the strategy for me. SEO just isn't how I land clients. I land clients so easily through Instagram, through our paid ads, through our email list. I don't actually need SEO. And so that was a really good learning for me of, okay, I invested in that. Maybe it was a little bit of a waste of money, but I learned something about myself. I learned something about my business in the process. And so even if you have that moment of, okay, this maybe wasn't the right investment for me, or you think, well, I've made bad investments before, I'm just not going to invest anything now because I'm nervous and scared to make a mistake again. I want to encourage you, like, we all make investments where we go, I probably wouldn't do that again. Or maybe that works for other people, but it doesn't work for me. Or maybe I just wasn't ready for it yet, or I wasn't in the right season, or I wasn't in the right headspace. And so I think it's good to reflect and not give up on like growing and investing in yourself altogether, or investing in team. I remember, again, early days when I had an agency, I had built this beautiful, like, tiny little team. And at the end of the year, I can't even remember what year this was. At the end of the year, 2 of them quit. And they quit at the same time, and I was devastated, and it really knocked my confidence. I went into the new year and I was in such a funk. I was really like, I feel disheartened and I feel discouraged, and I don't think I want to employ anyone ever again. So I went into this space of like, I had one bad experience, and it's just part of life. People move on. But I took it really personally and I got really upset. And so I think it's really good for us to go, okay, maybe that wasn't a great experience, but don't let that stop you from investing in people again, okay? Just because you go on one bad date doesn't mean you never date again, right? So it's the same in your business. Just because you have one bad investment or you have one bad hire doesn't mean you should quit on all investing altogether, okay? And the final point, every week you delay is costing you. Whether it's hiring a VA or hiring someone into your business so that they can take some of the delivery off your plate, whether it's outsourcing some parts of your marketing, whether it's investing in the coaching program or the course that you know you need to be a part of, whatever that is, every week you think about it, you get into analysis paralysis, you say, I'll do it later, I'll do it next year, I'll do it next month, whatever that looks like. That actually costs you long term, because what happens is our skill set, our energy, our capacity, it can only get us so far. And so if you've got the whole business like a big pack on your shoulders and you're carrying it alone, you're only going to get so far before you fall into a heap. And so what we need to do is we need to preempt the hires, preempt the skill gap, preempt, okay, what do I need to get off my plate ASAP? And I want you to invest in those things before you feel ready. I want you to back yourself and go, all right, I'm not going to play small. I'm not going to delay. I'm not going to procrastinate this out of fear or out of, I had a bad experience one time, or I don't know how to manage people, or I'm not sure if this is right for me. I want you to actually back yourself and go, okay, I've got this goal in mind. I'm going to get there. I'm not going to be able to do it on my own. I need team around me. I need coaches to support me. I need community around me, whatever that next investment is for you. Do not delay, because it costs you. I cannot tell you how many times I speak with creatives who are like, oh, Laura, I'm averaging around 15 to 20K a month, but I cannot take on any more clients. And I'm like, okay, cool. Who are you hiring next? Not how are you going to take on more clients? Not, okay, I should blow this thing up and just go do another offer or work with another niche or just blow up my business. No, who are you going to invest in to help you to get this done, to help you to take on more clients, to help you to buy back some of your time so you have more capacity? So we need to preempt these moments. So many people, so many creatives, they hire 3 months too late. They invest 3 months too late. And so I don't want you to do that. I do not want you to delay investing in yourself. It costs you, not just financially, not just in the opportunities that you get, but it also costs you in your nervous system, in your capacity, in your energy. It's big. It costs you a lot, okay? And final thing here, you've got to remember that time is money. While you're tinkering and trying to figure it out on your own and trying to optimize and oh, cool, how could I save time here? Or what's a shortcut here? You could actually be following someone else's system and skip through all of the pain and the headache. And so you need to remember that time is money. Your time as a creative is your currency. Your creativity is your currency. And so we need to be protecting that at all costs. I'm a huge believer in copying someone who's already done it. You do not need to reinvent the wheel. Coaching and working with someone who's actually done the thing that you want to do, it is the cheat code to getting to where you want to go faster. And I'm all about how can I just get there faster? That's the big goal. So if this episode has lit a fire under you, if you're like, Laura, I know I've been holding back. I know I've been playing small. I've been thinking about it as a cost instead of an investment. If you know you need to go all in and you're like, Laura, okay, I'm doing it. I'm hiring the team. I'm investing in the coaching. I'm investing in the course, whatever that next thing is for you. I want to encourage you, go all in, back yourself. It will feel like a faith leap. It will feel like that's, your stomach drops a little bit and you get a bit scared and nervous, and that's good. That means that you're doing something new. That means that you are stepping into your next level, and that is always, it's part of the game. It's part of charting this new territory. There's always going to be a little bit of unknown. There's always going to be a little bit of fear in that. And that's actually a really good sign. It means that you're on the right path, my friend. And if you're watching this and you're like, Laura, I really want to know the cheat code so that I can invest in myself, so that I can hire well, so that I can invest more into my marketing, my ads, or whatever it is you need to invest in next, then I want to encourage you to watch my new training. It's called the 7-Figure Operating System. And it's where I walk you through the 3-step framework that you need to build a $1 million creative business without losing your soul. So if you are like, I need to know how this all works, I need to know what to invest in and how to do it, then this system is for you. Head to the link in the show notes and you can access it right away. And if you want to hear more from me, then I want to encourage you, please follow or subscribe wherever you are listening or watching to this. And if you're listening to this, remember that we also do all of our videos and episodes on YouTube. I would love it if you could subscribe there. It means the world to me. All right, my friend, go get 'em. I'll see you soon.